And good evening and welcome from the Icebox here in just the south side of South Bend. Kingsmen hockey on the pennant, and is our first edition of Winter Sports here on a Friday night from the Icebox, a remodeled Icebox actually here. We're still on Rink 1, a beautiful arena here on senior night for the Kingsmen. Penn and St. Joe tonight, a top 5 matchup in the state of Indiana, as the number 3 Penn Kingsmen look to knock off the number 5 St. Joe Huskies for the first time in their last 14 attempts. We're nearing face-off here shortly. We're working here from the balcony here in Rink 1, the 50th year the Icebox has been open. They opened in 1974. They celebrated 50 years last year, so I guess now the 51st. They still got the 50-year decal on the center ice circle here. Penn and St. Joe, two teams. They don't need much introduction, at least to the casual hockey fan in the Hoosier State, as you know, these are two top 5 teams. These teams have had great seasons in Crossroads, now in the MHSHL, or Michel, if you will. At St. Joe, 8-1-1 in the Michel. They're in 3rd place, Penn in 1st place. They've played a lot more games in conference play than anyone. They've got a good lead on Marion Riley, who are in 2nd place. Penn in 1st with a 12-3-1-1 record in conference play. It is senior night for the Kingsmen. They celebrated probably the longest senior night that you're going to see in a while. A lot of seniors on this team. They are looking for a win against St. Joe, and for most of them it would be their first win over St. Joe on the varsity team. It is a good crowd here from the Icebox as we near about 40 seconds from the warm-ups being done. As I'm James Mason, our technical director tonight, Cohen Schiff. Our camera's not in the greatest spot tonight, but you know what, we'll make do with what we got. They are fired up here, ready to go. You can listen to the crowd here. Not much to cheer about yet, but there certainly will be. These are two teams that, you know, they score. They score at a high clip. Penn averaging just under 4 goals a game in conference play. And Penn, they've already knocked off the number 1 team in the state 2-0. That was Culver. They're ranked number 1. That was their best win of the season to this point. I think this would probably top it if they do win tonight. It would certainly be a more emotional win on a wonderful night tonight. And they'll huddle up there at the net. Everyone putting all of their energy into a victory tonight. As we've mentioned, 14 straight for St. Joe. If you're Penn, you got to be saying, it's got to change soon, right? We got to beat these guys one of these times. Penn has a 9-point lead on St. Joe in the standings, but St. Joe does, however, have 7 games in hand, making this a very important game in conference play, as they're going to go ahead and huddle up at their bench. It is a nice night for hockey, and glad you could join us. Puck drop coming up here as we'll see the teams take the ice. Some of them celebrating a nice night for other reasons than just it being a nice Friday night. Senior night for a couple. Penn and St. Joe going at it. It'll be Eli Shoemaker in net for the Kingsmen. He has had a nice year, just under 1.5 goals against average. Here we go. Listen to this place. And we're underway. Puck is dropped. We're now underway as it's Ream trying to control the puck, and he does. Moves it at center. Some bodies flying. Carter Joe moves it ahead. Edmond, who had the overtime winner in Game 1 last year at this building. These teams will meet 2 more times this year, both of them at the Compton Family Ice Arena. Kingsmen try and swing it out. That's Caden Smith getting it out there. Joe sends it back in. Pass too far in front of Ream, thrown back in just wide of the net. Basil, the defenseman for the Kingsmen, up to Ream, and they look to break out. Up the boards and out of the zone. They move it. Here's Hicks. St. Joe's controlled the puck most of the way here in this opening stage of the game as they bring it up the wing, and it was nearly turned over. Guyton trying to move in. He was knocked down as he sends the puck along the boards. Cranenberg is on it. He'll move it up for Smith. Lewis battles. Here's a shot on net and a save by Shoemaker. Battle along the far side boards. Lewis in there along with Smith out to Cranenberg. He tries to backhand it out. It's held in at the line. Roos with a shot, and that's saved by Eli Shoemaker. So 2 shots here early for St. Joe. 2 relatively easy saves for Eli Shoemaker, who is putting together his best season as a senior. We'll see a face-off come to his right. Jackson Daigle on the draw. He wins the face-off. Battle turned over. It came out in front. Kane trying to knock it to a teammate. Hicks into the left circle. A shot low. Glove side save. And then a move there from Daigle. It was knocked away by Collins. Along the boards here for Grady Harrell. Up here, Gabe Penzinik moves up the right wing. Feed into the zone. It went off Daigle as they move into the zone on net. Save made. A rebound just pushed wide. Battle for the puck here. Behind the net. Body goes down. Here comes St. Joe out of the zone. They fire the puck in. Chelios going after it. He's got Kane chasing him behind the net. A collision. Down goes Chelios. He's got it back. He tried to bank it up the boards. It was denied. Edmond swatted at, but not out. Hicks pushed into the boards. Iamiko, and now Jax Daigle moves into center. Backhands it, gloved out of the air. Sam Frick leaves it for Carter Joe. Blocked there by Basil. Edmond back to the line. He returns it back across for Hicks with some space and a shot and a glove save by Eli Shoemaker. St. Joe controlling the offensive zone so far. See a battle in the face-off circle here. Mason Maurer and Colton Edmond. Hicks with a shot that was blocked by Maurer, the tall junior center. Along the boards, Basil chasing after it. Frick nudged it over to Carter Joe. His pass in front was blocked. Thrown out of the zone and a race for the puck. Here comes Hopper in. Left circle shot and a blocker save made there. Battle in the corner for the puck. Jamming here, Geisel. Not the biggest guy out there, but he fights. Threw it to the center of the ice. No one there, and now here comes St. Joe. O'Donnell. It was in his skates, and now it's on to Mason Maurer. Jackson Geisel. Here is Hopper. He'll fire it in. It was blocked. And now here comes Edmond the other way. The senior center, blocked by Cranenberg. Here along the boards, and that'll be thrown out of the zone. Geisel tripped on some rough ice. Would have had a chance there to move in. Thrown into the zone. Shoemaker plays it himself. They fight for it. Cranenberg able to send it out, no icing. As they say, that could have been touched, and it's on net anyway. And that's going to be covered by St. Joe with 10:57 to go here in the first period of play. Penn going to see their first offensive zone face-off here. Joey O'Donnell on the face-off here, and he wins it. Battle along the boards. Joey's got it behind the net. He's got Cranenberg at the point. He sends it to the middle. Johnson knocks it into the corner. Now Finn O'Donnell tried to send it to his brother Joey. Good collision along the boards. Joey O'Donnell, he'll do that. Fired in for his brother Finn, winning the race there. St. Joe able to control it. That was Kolminski. Beatty on the far boards. Finn in there trying to knock it free. Came out to the middle, but no one there again for Penn, and that's covered up. 10 minutes, 18 seconds to go in the first period. A line change here for both teams. Top defensive pairing out there for Penn, at least with Penn-Zenek there. Brady Lewis unable to win the faceoff, but St. Joe unable to clear. It's a duel in the point, or in the corner, excuse me. Here comes St. Joe the other way. They fire the puck in along the boards. Here is Kane. Tied up, and Lewis able to get it out to center. Bozek tried to fire it back in. Penn-Zenek up the boards. Hicks battles, and that one knocked in deeper by Penn, but Collins controls. Here is Kane. Brad Kane to the far side. Good hit by Penn-Zenek. The senior, you'll notice him when he's on the ice. He is probably the tallest on the team. Ream had it intercepted by Bozek. He skates in along the right side, firing into the slot just behind his intended target there, Sam Frick. Behind the net, here's Chelios. Banks it along the boards up to Caden Smith. He mishandled the puck. Edmond keeps it in and throws it back into the corner. It's loose, and a miscommunication and a slapper by Frick. Good save by Shoemaker. Out of the zone it goes. St. Joe with a couple of early chances here. Chelios at center. It was knocked down by Guyton. Back to Chelios. He fires it in off the plexiglass. Behind the net. Good hit. Now out in front. That one was blocked. Hicks playing some good defense back there. Penn able to keep it alive. Here's O'Donnell with a shot that just squirted through. Rebound is loose, and it is covered. Nice save there. Secondary chance for Penn. That's where you make a living. You got guys in front of the net. But a good save by Beckham Rame. .8:42 to go in this first period of play. Kingsmen keep it alive here. Here is Daigle in behind the net. Nifty stick handling and along the boards. And now it comes loose. Klonsky. He's tied up behind the net. Grady Harrell pinched. It was moved out of the zone. Here's Edmond. Banks it off the boards. Chases after it himself. He very strong skater. Loose puck battle won by the Kingsmen. Here is Basil up the left wing. He's going to try and move in on Klonsky. Windmills around him. Shoves him down to the ice. Now tried to wrap it around. And that one was stopped by Rame. Here's Carter Joe up to Sam Frick. Edmonds going to the net. To the middle. Tipped and saved by Shoemaker. Smooth save there by Eli. Joe at center. Turned it over. Here's Grady Harrell with a shot. Save Rame. A rebound was loose. St. Joe able to send it down the ice. And this will be icing with 7:45 to go in the first period. Now chances flying both ways. Both goaltenders so far. We're still early, but they're doing their job. You can see Shoemaker there. Now as a face-off coming up on the left side of our vantage point here. Hopper on the draw. Liam Hopper tied up on that face-off. And this one comes out of the zone and down the ice. It'll be icing yet again. Liam Hopper on the draw again. He wins it here to Geisel, but he's in a pinch here. Got it to Mason Maurer. He's knocked down to the ice. Good hit behind the net there. It was Guyton. Out of the far wing. Bodies flying here as Hopper keeps control. Pass behind Cranenberg. Up the boards for Geisel. Sent the rest of the way. Maurer after it here with Bozek. In behind their own net. Now St. Joe going to be able to skate it up the wing. Fired in by Collins. Chasing it here is Baird here. Battle for the puck. Penn controls it again. Penn winning those 50-50 puck battle so far. Stretch pass for Geisel, went off his skate, now back onto his stick. He's chased by Hicks. Hicks barrels into him, now Collins has it. Looking to exit. Ooh, missed hit, nice dodge there. Penzinik up the ice, no one able to touch it for Penn, but they're gonna wave off icing. O'Donnell threw it towards the middle for Johnson. Good defense again, battle for the puck. 6:20 to go in the first period. Kane digging in there. Edmond is waiting for it to pop free. He is the strong skater, looking to go down the ice, but he couldn't get it. Penzinik with a shot that was blocked by Edmond. Edmond will slow things down behind his own net. Up along the boards. St. Joe with Hicks. That's a slow pass, poked at center. Penn takes it away. It's just free sitting there. Multiple fanned on attempts. And here's Edmond with a crease. Chelios gets a stick on him. Nice defensive play by Chelios coming back. He is related to Chris Chelios in a way. I believe it is some sort of second uncle maybe. But he was at the celebration a couple of years ago. As this is turned over, Edmond going to the net. He missed the net. And Joe is on it. Lewis tied him up. Ream to Lewis, and now if they hurry, a 3-on-2. Lewis dropped it for Ream with a shot. Score! Beautiful play. Brady Lewis drops it for Aiden Ream. It's 1-0 Kingsmen. And the Kingsmen lead it 1-0 here against St. Joe. What a play. The presence of mind from Brady Lewis, the captain, to drop it to Aiden Ream. And then a beautiful shot on Ream. Just beat him to the glove side, just above the glove. Here's Bozek trying to answer back. To the net. Save made on Clark. Gets his own rebound, sends it back to the blue line. Down along the boards, it's Roos behind the net. Clark setting up net front, back to the line. That shot was saved, and Shoemaker again with another save. 4:51 to go. But as I was saying about Chelios, he was at the celebration when Chris Chelios had his number retired in Chicago. He was at the after party, he was telling me, and he was not there when Patrick Kane with the Red Wings scored that overtime winning goal in his first game back in Chicago. But a very cool story and a amazing relationship in the hockey world. Good to have Chris Chelios in your family, especially if you want to be a defenseman. Kingsman will move it out. Amico gets it back from Daigle. Now he sauces it ahead for him. Jack Stagel moves in, dragging towards the net. He lost the puck. And Bozek just taking the body instead of going for the puck. Ream covers up with 4:28 to go. Face-off here, right of Ream. We're in the first period. It's 1-0 Penn. 4:28 to go. Shot off the draw by Amico was blocked. Stick save there on a Penzinik shot. Came back to Gabe, tried to one-time it, just not in his wheelhouse. And St. Joe should be able to exit here. Good hit again, but we're going to get a call. Guyton was hit. They blew the whistle. I believe that may have been for a hand pass, if I am not mistaken. Or it may have just been Guyton kind of got his helmet knocked off. He has to go to the bench. No penalties, though. One back to Chelios. He takes a shot on net. Save made. The rebound was knocked aside. Frick ahead for Edmond. And a race for the puck. He goes to the net, working on Chelios. Hits the brakes. Now turns back, waits for help. St. Joe in the midst of a line change. Edmond doing it himself. Backhands it down low for Joe. and then he tried to move to the middle and he lost the handle. Back to Klonsky. Good hit by Amico. Amico able to clear the puck. Gets it back as St. Joe tried to knock it back ahead. Patty Amico throws it down low. That was a clean and solid hit by Amico. Here comes St. Joe sending the puck in over the blue line. Penzinik going after it along with O'Donnell. 3.5 minutes to go in this opening frame. Joe threw it out in front. Fanned on shot by Frick. Came over to Edmund. Oh, and that's a dangerous guy to have right out in front. He's going to maybe get another chance, and then that was knocked aside. Down the ice it goes. This is going to be icing. Maybe didn't need to ice the puck there, but you know, after you get a chance like that, you're just saying, get it out of my zone. Mason Maurer against Collins on this draw. And it is one here. Kane couldn't find it. And now Penn's going to be able to move it up. Blake Basil moves it in. Now it was sent back out. Hicks tried to get through Hopper. He could not. Basil backhands it down low. Knocked behind the net there by Rame. Up the boards. O'Donnell kicked it alive. Here's Mason Maurer towards the net. Nobody on the back door. Hicks was able to knock it back into that corner. Out for Girard, hit off the dasher, and now here's Collins following a hit. Kingsmen have numbers back on defense, and we've got a whistle here for offsides. .238 to go in this first period of play. Penn leading 1-0 on a Aiden Riem goal. Off the draw, O'Donnell fell. There's a couple of sticks there, knocked him down. Cranenberg's got it, though. He's able to move it in towards the net. It was blocked by St. Joe. It was Hicks there. Johnson battles. Hicks knocked it away. Up the boards, Roos was there. It gets out of our vantage point there. Kind of a blind spot, unfortunately, for everyone in the stands. O'Donnell backhanded it out in front. A lot of O'Donnells on this team, 3 of them, all brothers. One of them on the blue line right now, one of them battling for the puck. This is at the right point. They fight for possession. Johnson trying to dig it out. It's Joey O'Donnell coming away with it and sending it back in. And stoppage here, 1:47 to go. Hand pass call. Face-off comes to center ice here. .145 to go off the draw. Frick threw it ahead. Off the boards, Penn couldn't keep possession here. Guyton moves in, a drag and a shot. Blocked by Cranenberg. And now here is Finn O'Donnell. Lost stick there by Guyton. O'Donnell goes after it himself. Guyton hit more of the glass than he did O'Donnell. Now Joey gets in there, battles for the puck. St. Joe, Carter Joe comes away with it. And this could be icing, and it will be. As there's a minute 18 to go, 1-0 Penn leads. Right now, all I got for the assist on the Aiden Riem goal is Brady Lewis. I'll update you if that changes. We will certainly see. The minute 18 to go in this first period as faceoff comes back to the Penn offensive zone. Here is Brady Lewis, who got the assist. Caden Smith on his left wing and Riem on his right wing. Caden Smith had it, then lost it. Here's Hicks behind his own net. Up for Cooper Roos. Pass for Edmund. He was open, just couldn't get it to him. And this is going to be icing. Here we go, another puck drop, and it's one to Connor Cranenberg with a shot that trickled through some traffic, but a good save by Rame. No power plays yet in this one. No penalties even. Clean game from both sides. It's a tight checking game to this point as Roos moves it out. Fired in, Edmond going after it. Edmond kind of double shifting so far. St. Joe kind of stretched thin on their lines. They're playing football semi-state right now against Fort Wayne. They're in Fort Wayne right now, the semi-state going on. They're missing a couple of players. Jackson Schroester, a big one, along with Balint. And played with a high stick. 37 seconds. In this first period, there's no intermission really between the first and second period. There is an intermission to Zamboni the ice between the second and third. Last couple of years, game one between these two teams have been very close to overtime games. The last 2 years, both coming in the first game of the year between these two. Roos in his own end. Feeds Edmond. He'll get it going. Leading scorer on the team last year. Stays the same this year. A team that went all the way out to California for nationals. Carter Joe trying to pick up the puck. He gets it to Roos. Shot from the outside. Save made by Shoemaker. There was a penalty there on Penn. St. Joe is on the power play right now. I probably should have mentioned that. So there was a penalty given against Penn in the box right now. Minute 33 remaining on that power play. Grady Harrell knocked it out of the zone. Joe in over the blue line. Harrell with a hit on him. Comes along the boards and the period expires. There will be a minute and 23 seconds remaining on that St. Joe power play. We will have the second period here. First period, not much to analyze other than that one goal. It was chances on both sides. St. Joe really controlled the start of the game as opposed to the back end until that power play. But, Eli Shoemaker's looked good. Hasn't had to make any fantastic saves yet, but he's made the saves that you're supposed to make. And that's all you can ask from your goaltender. They will switch ends here. Only goal in this one, Aiden Ream. It's his third of the year. He's got 7 points on the season. So with Connor Cranenberg in the box right now, Penn without one of their penalty killers. That defense, they all kind of rotate around. It's going to be on Gabe Penzinik and Blake Basil mostly, along with Liam O'Donnell on that back end. Those three are the guys that take care of it the most, shutting it down on the penalty kill. They've had a good penalty kill all season long. St. Joe in their own end currently. They're trying to get the power play set up. A minute 10 left on it here. Here's Clark dropping it back. Roos to Edmond. Edmond carries across the blue line. He's their do-it-all. Sam Frick to Carter Joe. Roos was open in the slot. They didn't see him. Back out in front for Joe, and he just missed him. Joe's got it back. They cycle it around. Back for Roos at the blue line. He's got Edmond to his left, Joe to his right. He takes a shot instead, looking for a tip. He could not get it. Roos backhands it. Edmond moving it in. Dropped it for Clark. Back for Edmond again. At that left circle. Now to Joe at the blue line. Draws. Fell. Now to Roos. Down low it goes. Behind the net. Good move to get out of it. Back to the blue line, Edmond. 10 seconds on the power play. St. Joe's not had much yet. Roos threw it down to Joe. Trying to feed the middle. The power play is over. Cranenberg will stay on the bench. They'll bring Grady Harrell out for him. Backhanded out, knocked down by Roos. Good kill by the Kingsmen. Edmond will just throw it ahead. St. Joe getting a line change here. Here's Daigle flying in with a shot that got blocked. Roos almost put it in his own net. Basil over to O'Donnell with a one-time shot, and that one whistled wide. Puck is free. Rame way out of his net, and he's trying to find the puck. And 13:03 to go in the second period. Rame way out of his net there. Hope he is all right. He kind of tumbled down. Well, the face-off coming up here. Rame looks to be all right. Nothing more than a little shaken up after a collision there. We're going to move the face-off to the right of Rame. Going to have that Daigle line out there with Amico and Harrell. And the puck is dropped. Collins able to win it here. Guyton up the boards. Girard trying to get it out. He did, but Daigle's got it for the Kingsmen, controlling it. And he gave it away. Blake Basil skating ahead. Mishandled the puck. Girard kept it in. Liam O'Donnell going after it. Up the boards to Amico, fanned on the exit. Daigle had to lay a hit. Turned over by the Huskies. Grady Harrell, nifty move to keep the puck. Good stick handling here as he moves it ahead. Trying to go end to end here. Pass for Daigle was blocked, but it came free. Here's Amico, and that one was blocked. Another follow-up chance. He falls down out in front of the net. Cranenberg down low to Daigle with a shot on the short side there. That one was stopped. Kane looking to exit. Gets it out to Girard. Tried to split to Kingsman. He could not. Hicks has got it in his own zone. Amico blocked the exit. Into the slot here. Harrell with a backhand attempt. He just couldn't get it on net. And that hops over the stick. And we've got a whistle. Penalty coming here. Cross-checking against St. Joe. They're going to get Guyton for cross-checking. Can't say we expected that, but that stick came up and got him with a cross-check. 11:52 to go in the second period. Kingsman power play, they have been red hot here lately. Let's see if they can keep that up. Look for them to go into that umbrella shape. Daigle's the guy normally in front of the net. He'll pop out for a one-timer at times. Smith battles here. Hayden Smith. He gets knocked down by Edmond. Maybe a trip, no arm in the air. Back out to the blue line here. Cranenberg takes a shot. Glove save, rebound. Oh, Daigle can't believe that save by Rame. Oh, it was on the doorstep. Daigle was right there, and Rame able to make the save. Fantastic save there. Minute 40 on the power play. Draw one by the Kingsmen. Here's Cranenberg. Walks the blue line. Feathers it down into the low left circle. To the middle for Amico, and he just couldn't connect. Amico's got it back. Self-cycle, then the pass across with block. Look out, here's Edmond. He had a short-hander last year in game one. And then he was caught up to, covered there by Shoemaker. 1:13 remaining on the Kingsman power play. Talk about that save from Beckham Rame to keep this a 1-0 game in the second period here. Kingsman still on the power play. Face-off coming up here. And Kingsmen control it. Here's Mason Maurer, second power play unit out there for the Kingsmen. And they move it in. Here's Grady Harrell. He's on both units. Takes a wrister. Save made, and then goes off the plexiglass and into the netting out of play. That was a wicked hard shot there by Harrell. And a nice job by Rame just to get a piece of it. 58 seconds on this power play. With 10:50 to go in the second period. Maurer wins the face-off back. Penzinik with a shot deflected high over the net there. Carter Joe on it, tried to backhand it out, he could not. Grady Harrell trying to keep control for the Kingsmen. He battles Joe for the puck. It came here to O'Donnell with a shot. That one was blocked. And St. Joe will clear. Race for the puck. Penzinik going to win it with that long reach. Liam O'Donnell checked into the boards. Klonsky on it. That took a bounce off of a Kingsman defenseman. 23 seconds on the power play. O'Donnell, that would be a hand pass if Harrell touches it. They're not going to call it. No, now they are. Hand pass on Penn. I was going to say that looked pretty obvious to me, but took him a second. 10:08 to go. 17 seconds in this power play. St. Joe 0 for 1 on the power play today. Penn on their first. This faceoff will come out to the neutral zone since it was a hand pass against the Kingsmen. And the puck is dropped. Here's Basil. He moves in over the blue line. He's got 13 seconds on this power play. Looking for an option. Feeds it down low to Mason Maurer. We're in the number 97 to the blue line. O'Donnell, his wrister was blocked. Now they got to get back. They're going to have the man out of a box. Nope, they're going to keep it in. St. Joe did not play that aggressive. Penzinik. Power play is over. Roos out of the box. Maurer tried to feed the middle. Edmond takes a hit there from Johnson, but look out here. It's a break. Frick mishandled the puck. Oh, he was in alone. Now the other way. Here come the Kingsmen. O'Donnell with a shot, and it goes off the blocker. And the rebound is cleared out to center. Sam Frick had a break, and it just hit a patch of rough ice. Along the boards, Maurer. Klonsky got it back out. O'Donnell been out there a while. He throws it back in. 9:08 to go in this second period. Both teams 0 for 1 on their power plays. Bozek on it. It's Klonsky. And now Roos. And Edmond up the left wing. He gets tied up. Bodies fly. Back out in front. Good stick in the lane by Cranenberg. And down on the play is a Husky. They're going to blow the whistle. Down is, that's Edmond. He's slow to get up. He's been taking hits left and right. He has been out there on the ice for a while. Collins on the faceoff here at center. And it's won by the Kingsmen. Kingsmen done a good job on the faceoff circle so far. They're winning most of them. Lewis over to Ream. Turning with it. Battling back to the blue line. There's a shot through some traffic. That got deflected and saved by Ream. Ream gave up the one goal, but he's been spectacular since then. And other than that one goal, he's been good all day. Ream battling forward. He's got the only goal in this game. Lewis gets knocked down in a battle for the puck. Down the ice it goes. Bentley Baird goes after it. This missed the net. It's icing with 8:03 to go. Apologize if the camera's a little behind. I'm doing the camera work along with calling the game here. And, of course, we've got these heaters in the way. There's some blind spots. I'll do the best I can. 8:03 to go. Face-off won by St. Joe. Hicks up the boards to Girard. Blocked by Ream on the exit. Now Lewis blocked it. He's got it in the slot with a shot. Puck was on edge. Good save. Chelios keeping it in. Ream down low for Lewis, stumbling. 7:44 to go in the period. To the net. Oh, good save by Ream. Kane trying to get in. Chelios knocked him down. Basil's got the puck. 7.5 minutes to go, second period. Puck not out. Chelios. Pass for Lewis. Now here comes Caden Smith with some speed. Fakes with the puck now. Pass towards the middle, and he missed him. Roos is on it. Lewis blocked that exit. Here's Caden Smith. Ream couldn't get a handle on it. Kingsman doing a good job stopping that exit here. Beatty's on the wing. If he can get it to him, Clark decided not to. He had a stick handle around the ref. 6:55 to go in this second period. Now they do get it out. Clark going around Chelios. Him and Basil switch. Clark moving towards the net. Chelios got a stick on it. He passes it up. Kingsman will exit. Now with some speed on the far side. Daigle towards the net, goes around. He's got a man out in front. That's Amico. Didn't pass it to him. He waits. Now slot pass. Here to Harrell. Leaves it back to Amico. Oh, that one had a chance. Some bodies in front. Daigle towards the net. Harrell got a stick on it. Didn't get good wood on it at the end there. 6:18 to go in the second period of play. 1-0 still our score. Penn with the lead, and this has been a fast-paced game for how low scoring it's been. Daigle wins the face-off. Amico off the draw. That one fluttered through, and a save there by Rame. Joe, that hit Penzinik. He tried to backhand it in. That went off of Carter Joe. Harrell back to Penzinik. Amico couldn't get on it. Edmond was first to it. Good to see he's back in the game and okay. That's the superstar goal scorer, assist man. And he plays a 200-foot game for St. Joe. That's Edmond. Daigle and Klonsky battle. The sophomore Jack Daigle comes away with it. Back to the blue line. That shot was blocked by Carter Joe. Penzinik and Joe in a race for the puck. O'Donnell going back there. Avoided O'Donnell. Now Frick's in front. Good save by Eli Shoemaker. Joe skates in. Fanned on the shot. Excuse me, that was Bozek, not Joe. Now this comes out of the zone. Bozek turned the puck over, trying to stay on sides. That was flipped in. 5:20 to go, second period. Up the ice, here's Frick. O'Donnell battles. Liam O'Donnell. And that one came out of the ice surface. That one came into the stands. Whew, look out. 5:10 to go, second period. Mason Maurer on this faceoff. Puck is dropped. And here is St. Joe looking to get it out up for Beatty, and it was too slow. Hopper kept it alive. Roos couldn't clear. Bozek back on it. Under 5 minutes to go in the period. Geisel grinding for the puck. Hopper trying to dig it out. Roos has got it. Maurer tried to hold it in. Now Clark gets it out. Coming back on defense is Hopper. Banks it up the boards. Maurer. Just to some open ice there. Nobody there for Penn in particular. Betty down the ice. No icing. That could have been icing. He was behind the red line. No call though. They're pretty lenient with icing here in high school. Long pass from Maurer. Couldn't get it. Hicks banks it for Edmond, but not on the right angle. Cranenberg, good job to jump up and keep it in. 4 minutes to go in this second period. Roos banked it ahead. Hopper couldn't grab it. Here's Edmond moving in with Frick on Geisel. Backhanded and saved. Low left pad there by Shoemaker. Cranenberg kind of on the offensive here, even though he's a defenseman. He's got to get back now. Battle for the puck. Good positioning here by the Kingsmen, especially Cranenberg. I've been impressed with his game so far. Good on the power play, penalty kill. Or I guess he was in the box on the penalty kill. Good on the power play and good and even strength. Usually he's pretty good on the penalty kill as well. Frick banks it ahead. Cranenberg back in. Napick going after it here. His first ice time for the senior. And the pass to Edmond. Frick's up the left wing. Cranenberg's been out there a long time. He's getting back though. Long shift for him. Frick across. Shot. Glove save by Shoemaker, and he makes it look easy. 3:12 to go in the second period. Again, another good crowd here for Penn and St. Joe, and they have been lively to this point. I'm sure you've heard them over the mic. Off the face-off, Kingsman control. That didn't get out. Basil behind his own net. Try to get up for Joey O'Donnell. Napick, that's going to just barely get out. Shoemaker in behind his own net. Basil. That came out in front. Thankfully, Joey O'Donnell there. Napick. Good play by Gerard to get a stick on that, but here comes Johnson the other way. That one was banked off the boards to nobody. Here's Bozek. Hit at the blue line by Chelios. Here's Joey O'Donnell. Left circle shot that whistled wide. Napick tumbled down. You can see that ice. A lot of snow on it now. With just over 2 minutes to go in this second period. Basil ahead for Napick. Slapped the rest of the way to avoid icing. Kingsman changing on the go now. Fresh bodies out there. Battle on the near side. Gerard and Ream, excuse me. Penzinik chasing after it as it went down. No icing. Didn't get to the red line there. Nearly turned over. Clark's working on Penzinik. And here's Liam O'Donnell. Tried to bank it out. Lewis blocked that shot from the blue line. Smith ahead. Here come the top liners. It's Lewis. Good move and a shot. Oh, and just maybe getting a piece of that was Rame. Back along the boards. 1:15 to go in this second period. Guyton going after it with Lewis. Oh, he didn't get enough on that to get it out. That shot went wide. Ream on it. Puck comes out. Good job by Beatty to get it out. Klonsky. Guyton skates it out. And Beatty turned it over. Here comes Smith. 45 seconds of the period to the middle. Ream couldn't get on it. Tate Guyton getting back and covering that one. Flipped down the ice through O'Donnell. And Cranenberg to Liam O'Donnell. Sent in, chopped at, and the two Kingsmen collide with each other, Lewis and Amico. 22 seconds to go in the second period. Cranenberg sending it back in. It was blocked by Roos. O'Donnell chipped in. 12 seconds to go in the second period. Roos kind of slowing it down. Good second period here from the Kingsmen. Playing good defense. Had some chances on the offensive side. That ends the second period. And they will head to their locker rooms. Kingsmen fans on their feet. Happy with a strong first and second period. There will be a short intermission here for them to Zamboni the ice. We will show you the scoreboard here if we can, if I can get an angle on that. Doesn't really show up too well on our camera, unfortunately. Yeah, that'll do. 1-0 our score. That's our intermission clock there. We will step aside for a second. We'll be back with a third period of play on the Pennant.
Friday nights, big plays, unforgettable moments. From kickoff to the final buzzer, the Pennant brings you every play, every highlight, every story. Our student team delivers live broadcast, game analysis, and behind-the-scenes coverage you won't find anywhere else. And with the Pennant, you'll get more than scores. You'll get the stories that matter to our community. Stay up to date with the Pennant on social media. Catch every game with the Pennant's live sports broadcast and stay connected with the Pennant on social media for highlights, stories, and more.
And welcome back. Start of the third period. 15 minutes separate the Kingsmen from their first win over St. Joe in their last 14 meetings. Penn desperately searching for another scoreless period. Shoemaker's been great so far. We're underway in the third period. Here's Bozek flipping it up the boards. Carter Joe backhands it in over the blue line. Basil back to retrieve. Grady Harrell kicks it up the boards. That one was blocked. He gets it back. Fresh sheet of ice here. Shouldn't be too many bad bounces at the start. Daigle chipped it ahead, but he was behind the red line. Icing is waved off, however. Harrell's got it. Shoemaker. Another chance there for St. Joe. They haven't had a lot of dangerous chances until that last end of the second period there. Shoemaker looked good, and he looked great in the first and second periods. Looking to keep that up. Penn would love another goal. Beckham Rames just been playing too good. Clark with a shot that's going to sail into the netting, out of play, and a souvenir for someone if they let souvenirs go. I'm sure they got enough pucks here. That music seems as though it's gotten louder. Now they'll turn it down. 14-10 to go in the third period. 1-0 Kingsman lead. Here's Chelios off the draw. Behind his net, he goes along the boards for Ream. He had the goal for the Kingsmen, assisted by Brady Lewis. Roos keeps it in. Liam O'Donnell. Ream tried to clear. Guyton held it in. Liam O'Donnell backhanding it out to Smith. Held in again, just on that blue line. Chelios didn't get it out. Clark held it in. Tried to make a nice move around him. Chelios holding his ground, however. Beatty throws it down low. Battle for the puck. Digging away at it. Chelios goes down to the ice. Still fighting. Ream couldn't get it. Clark out to the slot. Roos didn't get enough on it there, and sent down there by Smith. St. Joe back into their own end to retrieve. 13-13 to go, third period. Out in front, and a nice stop by Ream. Chelios tried to fire it towards the net. St. Joe will not get it out. Smith. That's turned over. Here's Hicks. Now Liam O'Donnell is on the puck. Ream up the left wing, has some speed. Couldn't get around Klonsky. He takes it the other way, now going out on Penzinik. That shot whistled wide. 12.5 minutes to go in this third period. Collins sent it along the boards. Here is Gerard on Gabe Penzinik, back to the line for Hicks. Hicks over to Klonsky. That went off his stick and out of the offensive zone. Klasinski will feed Hicks, and now here is Kane. Cranenberg was able to jump in front of it, skate to stick. Now he moves up the left wing towards the middle for Geisel. He couldn't find a shooting lane there on Hicks. Here's Maurer. He couldn't get it to Collins now. Flipped into the zone. St. Joe changing. Penzinik up the boards. Daigle. Hopper. Maurer now. Geisel moving in. Geisel behind the net. Frick didn't get it out. It's held in at the blue line. Good keep in by the Kingsmen. A battle for the puck in the corner. Penn won about 60% of those 50-50 battles in the first period and second period. Looks like that's kind of staying up now. Slap down the ice. Will this be icing? Yes, it will, with 11:24 to go in the third period of play. 1-0 Penn leads. Penn going to bring out the O'Donnell line here. Penn's got 6 on the ice right now, and Baird's going to skate off. They have 3 O'Donnells on the ice, all 3 of the brothers. Joey, Finn, and Liam. Liam on defense, Joey in the face-off circle, and Finn on the wing. Off the draw, Johnson tried to backhand it towards the net. Guyton's got it now off of the pad of Rame. Backhanding it along the boards. It didn't get to his intended target. Johnson tried to throw it to one of the O'Donnells. Now Liam's got it. That's turned over. He was looking for Finn. Here's Edmond. Behind the net. Missed hit there. Good job by Edmond to avoid that hit. Johnson off the glass and into the bench. He hits one of his buddies, and that's going to come back into the St. Joe offensive zone here with 10:54 to go in this third period. Each team's had a chance on the power play so far, and both teams have come up empty. Penn's only goal came after a nice save by Shoemaker, and then a 3-on-2, a nice drop pass from Brady Lewis to Aiden Ream, and he buried it top right over top of the glove of Rame. Carter Joe off the faceoff. Had 2 goals against Penn last year in the first game they played. Had another one in their second meeting. Finn O'Donnell after the puck behind the net. It's Johnson. And now it's turned over. Here come the Huskies. Sam Frick working on Liam O'Donnell. Knocked loose. Chelios up to Finn. Now Finn's got it back. Turned over. Edmund stick checked by Liam O'Donnell. Good move around Finn O'Donnell. Now Frick moves in, dropped it to Edmund. Top line out there for St. Joe against the Kingsmen fourth line. Hicks down low to Joe. Edmund with a one-timer. That one went wide. Finn O'Donnell. That goes off a skate and tumbling down with Sam Frick. He had a near breakaway early in the game, but he mishandled the puck. Under 10 minutes to go in this third period. Edmund up high over to Klasinski. That shot was blocked. Nice job there. Can it get out? No. Yes, it can. Finn gets the puck out with under 10 minutes to play in the game. Chelios battling now. And Liam O'Donnell sends it down. This is going to be icing with 9:32 to go in the third period. Each team's bench standing up. All dialed into this one. 9:32 to go in the third period. Roos and Daigle on the draw. Roos wins it back to Klasinski. Down the boards for Clark. Along the boards to Beatty. Cranenberg went down to the ice. Amico up to Daigle. Nice move around Roos. Here's Jack Daigle. Trying to go through 3 Huskies. He could not. Nice attempt, though. Beatty battles. Feeds his teammate now. Moves in over the blue line. Stick checked. Kept alive. Beatty fighting Amico for the puck. Bozek threw it down low. Clark chases after it. Basil's going to win the race. He had inside position. Now Daigle went off his stick. Bozek's got it back. Now Roos. Cranenberg with a nice poke check there. Jack Daigle, the sophomore winger and center. Grady Harrell had it taken away. Cranenberg steps up, keeping the play alive at center. Hicks threw it in. Basil. This is the longest Penn has led in one of these games since 2022 in the city tournament. Daigle along the boards. He couldn't get it back for himself. Here's Bozek. Fired in. Shoemaker left for Penzenik. And now Carter Joe. Back for Edmond. His top line for St. Joe seeing some more work now. Edmond hits the brakes, turns, keeps his eyes up. Back to the line for Bozek. Takes a shot. That one hit a body in front. Couldn't get through to the net. Ream out to center for Lewis. Lewis, it's free. Can he get it over Caden Smith? They're going to call that offsides. Ooh. Close. Crowd won't like that one. 7:45 to go. Third period of play. 1-0 Penn leads. Lewis threw it in off the faceoff. Hicks has got it. Beatty battling for it. Penn trying to come away with it. St. Joe will. It's Clark. Guyton. That one gets out of the zone, but Lewis able to send it back in. Kingsmen just trying to keep St. Joe on their own side of the ice. Shut this game down. They have a 1-0 lead. They also wouldn't mind another goal. Down the ice it goes. Will it be enough for icing? Will not. Here is Chelios. Long pass, missed him. Hicks moved it over. Clark in over the blue line. Chelios watching him. Falling down was Clark. No penalty, as that did not really hit anyone. Linesman got knocked down. He'll be getting back up. Hicks to Beatty. Turning back. Feeds Guyton up to Roos. Turning back, Ream watching him. It came to Smith with a shot. Oh, changed direction and just missed. Beatty out of the neutral zone. Sent back in again by the Kingsmen. 6.5 minutes to go in the third period. Covered by Ream, and it's going to be an offensive zone faceoff. Last I saw in that St. Joe semi-state game against Bishop Lures there in Fort Wayne, it was 10-7 Fort Wayne. Of course, Penn fell last week against Fort Wayne Carroll. That was a rough one. Turned over here, Carter Joe. He's moving in, takes a shot in and out of the glove of Shoemaker. Keeping a clean sheet is Eli. Hopper's pass went off a skate of Geisel and then just barely snuck out of the zone. 6 minutes to go. Nice stick check by Hopper. Oh, and he sits Carter Joe down, but he turned it over in the process. Cranenberg battling Edmond. Hopper up to Maurer. Left for Hopper. He's got some open ice. 5:33 to go. Battle in the corner. This game has been very physical from the start. They always are. Here's Edmond. You got to watch out for him. He can wheel. Drops the puck back. Frick with a shot. Blocker saved by Shoemaker. Back along the boards. This one's not going to escape. Here's Edmond. Swatted at it. Didn't keep it alive. Back out to center. Geisel. Oh, he gets knocked down. Beatty hits his man Clark there. Back for Roos. Up the right wing, he sends the puck in along the boards. Bentley Baird, can he get it? Oh, Clark gets hit along the boards. No call, they wanted one. Roos with a shot. That one gets off a Geisel and out of play. .442 to go. St. Joe starting to get some more shots than Penn here lately. Some of them a little dangerous, but not all of them, and not many of them really. They've had a couple good scoring chances, but you got to be careful. All they need is one. Off the face-off. Finn O'Donnell couldn't get it out. Penn been using that third and fourth line, trying to shut this game down here a lot in this third period. See if they can continue it for 4.5 more minutes. Got to imagine St. Joe pulls that goaltender soon. Not in the near future, but within the next 2.5 minutes. Might be coming. Collins at center. Joey O'Donnell hit him. Kane, that goes off of Penzinik. And now Basil's got it in his own zone. Here's Finn O'Donnell. Couldn't grab it. It goes down the ice. Hicks, no icing. 4 minutes to go in the third. Watched by Johnson. Off of Joey. Now Finn O'Donnell. Two brothers. Basil to Johnson. Sends the puck in. Kingsmen celebrating their senior night. They'd like to continue celebrating with a win. They're 3 minutes and 42 seconds away. Joey O'Donnell to the far boards. Down low for Finn. Out in front off Rame's pad. And now here comes Edmond. Edmond trying to make something out of nothing here. He's working on Basil. Basil watching him well, though. Snow flies in the air on a hard stop there. Turned over to Joey O'Donnell. Stretch pass for Finn. Just knocked it towards the net. Up the ice by. Here for Kane. And now Cranenberg takes it away. Takes a shot over top of the net. Amico off the bench. Grabs it. Oh, tried to throw it in. He scores! What a goal, Patty Amico! Oh, man! The same one who hit a Michigan earlier with another beauty from behind the net. Patty Amico giving the high fives. 2-0 Kingsmen. Oh, wow, what a goal. 3:03 to go. Now can Penn shut it down for 3 minutes? Off the draw, Joe threw it ahead. Going after it here is Cranenberg. He's played a good game. Bodies collide at the board. Off of Edmond, Guyton keeps it alive. Takes a shot, and a blocker save made. Amico along the boards. Guyton keeps it in. Daigle trying to push him off. Now Amico, who just scored. Ream and Amico, the 2 goals in this one. Joe goes down to the ice. Cranenberg an ice hit. Solid defense today from the Kingsmen. Looking to keep it up for another 2.5 minutes, just under. Cranenberg didn't clear. Prolonged zone time. Edmond with some space, walks in, shoots, saved by Shoemaker. With 2:15 to go. Off the draw, Clark has it, and they're going to say unfair drop. Tied up on the draw. Off the glass. Not out. Now it is not out. Ooh, it looked like that came out. It was close. If only we had slow-mo. Now ahead. Ream with a goal already. He moves in. Under 2 minutes to go. Smith battling behind the net. Behind the net it goes. Minute 38 to go. Clark backhands it for his teammate there in the corner. Oh, nice catch in the student section. Minute and a half to go. Looked like that they could be playing football still in the student section. .130 to go. Lewis on the draw. 2-0 Kingsmen. Penn has never beaten St. Joe when St. Joe has been under the name of the Huskies. They're a minute and a half away from their first time. Crowd making some noise with a minute and a half to go. They're ready to drop the puck. There's the drop. It is thrown down low. Battling. Back to the line. Basil, oh, turned over. Here's Joe. Moving in. Frick with a lane to the net on the backhand. Oh, nice save and a block as well. Back out to center. Clark with a minute to go. The net is empty. 6 on 5. 58 seconds to go. It rims along the boards. Frick hit by Basil. Edmonds got it. Clark behind the net. Knock to the boards. Can it get out? It can. Hicks couldn't keep it in. 46 seconds. Up to Joe. 37 seconds. Clark to go. Here's Edmond. Sent back down the ice. 21 seconds. Icing with 20.6. Here it could be. Here on senior night. There's the drop. Down the ice, is it in? No. 15 seconds remain. Well, this battle between number 3 and number 5 did not disappoint. Off the draw, Geisel didn't get out. 10 seconds, Hicks with a shot. That one was blocked. Down to 8 seconds. We got some pushing and shoving going on here. 7 seconds. Tensions flying between Edmond and Geisel. And now Maurer getting into a scrum here. Joe and Penzinik. And now here we go. Maurer and Hicks. Now O'Donnell getting in there. We're getting a hockey game and a show as well here at the end. Seven seconds to go. St. Joe not wanting to give up this win streak against Penn without a fight, but not much else they can do. Edmond towards the net, it goes behind the net, 3 seconds to go. We'll let the crowd take you home. There it is, for the first time in 14 games, the Kingsmen have knocked off the Huskies. How about this? The long drought is over. And how about Eli Shoemaker on senior night with a shutout? Talking to him during the week, there was nobody that wanted it more than him. Two teams with a long rivalry history in the Michiana High School Hockey League. A hopeful changing of the guard, and oh, look out, we got some, oh boy, here we go. We got some pushing and shoving. Kane was in there. He was trying to push Amico in the handshake line. So Penn defeats St. Joe on their senior night. The Kingsmen can celebrate a victory, their first in the last 14 games. It had been 14 straight for St. Joe, and now Penn has beaten St. Joe. It'll be all smiles in that locker room and throughout the crowd here at the Icebox. A beautiful night to be a Penn fan. 2-0 your final score. A shutout for Eli Shoemaker. The goals coming from Aiden Ream and Patty Amico with a beauty from behind the net to seal it late in the third. Thank you for tuning in tonight on the Pennant. The Kingsmen win it 2-0 here from the Icebox. They're saluted off the ice. I'm James Mason for my technical director, Cohen Schiff. Thanks for sticking with us tonight on a nice night of hockey. The Kingsmen remain in first place in the Michel and will continue to look to win their first regular season title since 2021. Until next time, I think our next broadcast is going to be Fort Wayne Carroll basketball next Saturday. Hope you can join us for that one. Should be a good matchup. Kingsmen win it 2-0 from the Icebox. Have a nice night. We'll see you next week.
Friday nights, big plays, unforgettable moments. From kickoff to the final buzzer, the Pennant brings you every play, every highlight, every story. Our student team delivers live broadcast, game analysis, and behind-the-scenes coverage you won't find anywhere else. And with the Pennant, you'll get more than scores. You'll get the stories that matter to our community. Stay up to date with the Pennant on social media. Catch every game with the Pennant's live sports broadcast and stay connected with the Pennant on social media for highlights, stories, and more.